one thing you hate about being a content creator? I think for me, because I do ASMR, I think the most frustrating thing for me is I can't record when I want to. You know, I live in an apartment building. I have a bipolar dog upstairs that I can't rely on as far as being quiet is concerned. I have loud neighbors. My window is right outside the parking lot. You know, I try to record, like right now it's during the day, but sucking your toes. I'm not sucking toes, period. And then, like, some of the requests, like, oh, can you record yourself taking a shit? What? But then they'd be like, well, during that, just make sure you only wear a towel. It was weird, and then I realized that it was just too much for me. It was just, like, I started OnlyFans just with pics, and then people were requesting a lot of stuff that I couldn't keep up with, that I wasn't willing to keep up with, and then That's it. Like, I had friends, but once they turn their back on me, on my worst time ever. I'm done. I'm completely done. Like, I don't have patience for bullshit like that. So, and it really is hard for me to trust anyone, especially after my attack. So I'm just not a trustworthy person. And it's funny because I did trust a couple people, and it just Lives Matter, which they still do, then the pandemic, and now this whole thing with like Russia and the war. It's just, honestly, I don't even know where I want to live. I guess I'm comfortable in New York for now, but if I had money, where would I go? See, I'm the type of person that I just want a whole island to myself where people I like can come. That's it. I'm not very sociable. I guess you consider myself an introvert, I guess. I don't know. Do I have a favorite historic figure? I do not. Although, I mean, Obama for me is straight up history until the day I die. But my favorite TV or movie character. I do not. You know why I say that? Because like a lot of my movies that I watch, it has to do with some type of supernatural. It does, like even down to like Game of Thrones, True Blood, the things I'm watching now on television. A lot of it's like right now I'm watching Raisin Neon. Like everything has to do with powers and stuff, so I don't really have a favorite movie character, because then that means, I don't know, I enjoy a lot of stuff though. I have to get back to you on that question, because I don't know. So anyway guys, that ends this portion of this video. This is the Q&A, and now stay tuned for an up close whisper on what I'm watching as of now. So stay tuned. Okay everyone, so in this part of the video, I will be talking very slowly, and we are going to discuss what I am watching at this very moment. So, up first on my list is Darcy and Stacy. Now, I am not the one for reality TV. I'm really not. I don't care for reality TV like Love and Hip Hop and, you know, all that other stuff. But there is something about that 90-day franchise that I cannot look away. Darcy and Stacy, well actually, Stacy was from 90 Day Fiancé, and Darcy is her twin sister. So they have a spin-off show, and they're both just looking for love, but poor Stacy seems to find these assholes who just want someone to take care of them, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know. So anyway, that's on my list. Next on the list is 1,000-Pound Best Friends. Now, I watched this on TLC. I watched 1,000-Pound Sisters, and that had to do with the Slayton sisters, who also have a YouTube channel as well. I know for a fact they have 2 seasons, but I want to say they have 3, but I'm not sure. But 1,000-Pound Sisters was the Slayton sisters, and then they have 1,000-Pound Best Friend. For some reason, I don't know why, but I'm into fat people shows like watch it. I honestly don't have a response. I don't have a reason. I think it's because I do struggle with weight, and I always like to see people win. You know, although for me, I would never ever go the surgery route. I understand why some people go that route, and I'm always a sucker for the underdog. I always want the underdog to win. So anyway, I'm watching my 1,000-pound best friend. It's so entertaining. As always, my 600-pound life. Although I'm having withdrawals because the last 2 weeks, I have no idea why it has not been on TV. 2 weeks, actually, this week here will be week 3. It's like, really, so. This show here, I have a love-hate relationship with, and it's called Naked and Afraid. Now, I don't know with this show, I like to glance once in a while, because I like the challenge. I like the fact that they go around the world, 2 people, and they have to survive for 21 days in the jungle / woods or wherever with no clothes, no food, or nothing like that. The show does get repetitive a lot, and so sometimes I need a break because I do get bored. But the new season just started this past Sunday or Saturday or something, and it was just as entertaining. Like, I can't tune in all the time because, like I said, it gets repetitive, but when you get those people who think they know everything and then end up not knowing how to do shit, it's hilarious to me. But anyway. And Naked and Afraid is on the Discovery Channel. My 600-pound life, 1,000-pound sisters, and 1,000-pound best friends are all on TLC. The next on my list, let's just get it all out there. Let's just get away with it. I'm watching anything that starts with Chicago. Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, and Chicago PD. They all go hand in hand, and I want to say it's Chicago Fire came on first, and then Chicago PD, and then Chicago Med followed, but they're all good shows, and they all, like, sometimes they correspond into one, and they all have the same characters, so very interesting. I also watch a lot of medical shows. The Resident, and New Amsterdam. It's definitely on top of my list. Grey's Anatomy is not. I have a love-hate relationship with Grey's Anatomy. The only thing about Grey's Anatomy I like is their actual medical cases. I miss that show, House. I miss it. I wish they can bring back a show like House. It was so educational for me. It was entertaining for me. It had everything you needed in one show. But yeah, so The Resident and New Amsterdam, Grey's Anatomy, it's too much of a love story for me. Like, I didn't start watching Grey's Anatomy for the love story. I watch medical shows for the medical cases, if I'm being honest. So yeah, that takes care of all of that. This next one, sure, but they're on the local channels, either 2 through 11, whether it's NBC, CBS, whatever. It's on one of those channels. This next show is actually new, and I'm about to give Peacock some views because this next show is only on Peacock, the Peacock app. And I only have that damn app because my nephew is a wrestling fanatic, aka, also, not aka, but also do the guys upstairs. So a lot of times when they come and hang out, they're like, you don't have the Peacock app. But if anyone remembers the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, that they did a remake, and the remake is now on Peacock. Now, if anybody is even slightly curious onto what my ex-psychotic boyfriend looks like, the one who tried to kill me, the one that turned me into a drug addict, the one that fucked up my life, the one that took me having children away from me. If you go under the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the new Will looks just like my psychotic ex that is in jail for my attempted murder. When I say I started watching that show and I saw the new Will come out, I swear to God, I paused my TV and I went straight up to my TV and I was turning my head and I played it and I paused it and I played it, and I'm like, I said to myself, what the fuck? He should be in jail. That's how much identical they look like. And then once I played it even down to his gestures, the way he moved, like, that character is my ex identical twin. And my ex does not have an identical twin, but he looked so much like it. And even though my mother reinsured me, I had to call my lawyer the next day. That's how much I was like, what the fuck? It really messed me up, because identical. Like, if your girl couldn't even recognize, I swear, down to the body shape, down to the height, down to how he smacks his fucking lips, like, I was just, it blew me away. And then my mother, she was like, oh, even she was like, wow. If I did not know my ex was definitely in jail, I would have thought that was him on the TV. I kid you not. I thought that was him. So, anyway, I am watching it because the storyline I just can't seem to look away from. But if you are curious, that is a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that's on the Peacock app. And it doesn't really follow the original Fresh Prince, but it has kind of like the same storyline. Like, he got in trouble in Philly, and then he had to go to Bel-Air to get out of trouble with his uncle and aunt, who are very, very rich, and they do have a Carlton and everything else, but it's more modern, if I can say so myself. And of course, you know, we always have to have our, like, they touch on topics that people don't touch on, like, you know, relationships, gay relationships, social media, people doing like these stupid pranks. It covers a lot. So anyway, that's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mentioned all the Chicago. I mentioned the resident, New Amsterdam. this next show actually pleasantly surprised me, and I'm actually maybe like 2 or 3 weeks behind, but Lois and Superman, that's on CW in New York, that's channel 11. And at first I was like, oh my god, they're doing another Superman, but no, it's nothing like I expected. I'm for all the supernatural, like Supermans and all that stuff, but I was like, oh man, but see, this one here, Lois and Superman are actually married, and they have twin boys, and one of their twins actually got powers like their father. So it's just, could you imagine teenagers having powers like Superman? So it's like these two brothers always getting in trouble, and they're always calling for their father for help, and no matter where he is, no matter like where in the world, he goes running when he hears them call. And they have like a Superman button if anyone gets in trouble. So it's not like lovey-dovey romance. There's a lot of action, and it's not boring for adults. I don't know how else to put it, but anyway, if you're interested, the first entire season is on HBO Max, and we're in season 2 right now, which is on again, like I said, CW. The next 2, if you need a good chuckle, one is called The Neighborhood, which is Cedric the Entertainer. Just a very funny show. It's about neighbors. One family is black, one family is white, and just how they mingle together and their differences. But it's such a comedy. It's just refreshing, and Cedric the Entertainer just does it. That whole show is just done the right way. So I mentioned this next show before too. It's called Ghost. Oh, The Neighborhood. I'm not sure what channel The Neighborhood or The Ghost comes on. I record a lot of my stuff off the Hulu DVR, so I'm not really sure, but they're definitely through channel 2 to 11, like the NBC, ABC category stuff. But Ghost has to do with this couple moving into a new mansion that was given to them, and she falls, bump her head, and now she can see all the ghosts that live in this house. But it's such a comedy. It's so funny because the ghosts are different generations, like from, ghosts from like the 1940s, and then you have ghosts from like the 2000s, and so everyone is trying to live together, but times have changed, and just the ghosts trying to keep up with the times are just hilarious. So anyway, it's definitely refreshing. There's no fighting, there's no sex, it's just straight comedy, and I look forward to it every single week. So that's that. Now moving on to those are like, I guess a lot of those were reality TV shows that I mentioned, and all of the shows that I mentioned here are like I said, on TLC and stuff like that. But now we're gonna go into the more serious categories. So up on my list is Dexter. You know what? Hold on a second. I can't. Dexter Morgan. Okay, so Dexter is on Showtime. I used to watch Dexter back in the day when it used to be on TV. It's on Showtime, and it's about a serial killer who has, I guess, some morals and has a certain code on who he can kill, because he was a serial killer and his father knew that from when he was yay high. I mean, there's more to the story. I'm just gonna, since his father knew he was a serial killer from yay high, he taught his son to focus his anger on people who needed to be killed, like rapists or kids who molested watch children and stuff like that. So as an adult, he decided to work for this police department in the forensic department. So anyway, it goes on him killing people and killing people who need to be killed, but almost getting caught and trying to cover it up and all this other nonsense. Honestly speaking, I think it had a little bit of dark. It's a dark. Okay, you know what? Dexter is a dark comedy, because when I say there are times I laughed my ass off, like, and their mouths are reckless. Like, his sister has the potty mouth of I don't know, 100 sailors. I promise you, but like, they're all valid, if that makes sense. Like, all her fuck yous are valid. That being said, I was so disappointed when Dexter actually went off the air for a couple of reasons. I did not like how it ended, number one, but overall, I give that entire series 10 out of 10. I have to 10 out of 10 in my book. So you can see 8 years later, when they're bringing back Dexter, it's called Dexter New Blood. They put it back, and I'm like, now why would they bring back a show? I mean, although I didn't like the last episode, it ended perfectly. Like, why are we fucking with it? They didn't listen. So here comes Dexter 8 years later, and he has a son. I mean, we knew he had a son from the previous show, but he has a son who's all grown up, and his son is actually out to look for Dexter, and Dexter actually located and everything. He's trying to start a whole new life and leave his old life behind. But here comes his son, and that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to ruin it for anyone who's watching it. All I can say is WTF. WTF. Like, what the fuck? 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 I was so pissed. Like, I don't know what else to say about it without ruining it for anyone else, but why did you bother? Why did you bother? That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, the next one is on HBO. Euphoria. I cannot stress to you how I am in love with this show. I can't, and I think too. You know what got me? It was Sunday, 3 weeks ago, 3 Sundays ago. I think her name was pronounced either Zendaya or Zendaya, but her performance was phenomenal. Like, coming from an ex-drug addict and being around, you know, going to AA and being around other drug addicts. By the way, I did do some, anyway, I was gonna say I do have some of my drug stories on Patreon, but I'm not sure if they're still there once my channel got deleted, the old channel. Anyway, I don't know who she studied. I don't know what movies she watched, but she has that drug addict character down pat. And there was a scene that she was trying to open a Jolly Rancher and she could not. At that moment, I actually started crying, because I get it, like the emotions that come with withdrawal and just being hurt and just literally, I get it. Like, the littlest tasks are so hard to do, like opening up a piece of candy. So Euphoria is basically a high school drama, and it has to deal, it stars Zendaya, I think her name is Zendaya. I'm going with Zendaya. She's a drug addict, and she's in high school, and it just goes to show, like, what people go through, like what the family goes through kids who are more privileged, kids who have money, and just like the high school drama. I'm always into high school dramas, but this show touches home more. It touches on real life stuff now that's happening now. You know, we have a transgender in there. We have gay couples. We have people losing their virginity. We have people who are not really sure of their sexuality. We have kids experimenting with drugs. But the story as one, it's just phenomenal because you can't make this shit up. You cannot. But y'all, that is a binge watching series, and there's a lot of twists and turns, and there's a lot of oh shit girl, run. You know, there's so much like uh-oh, or oh shit, she's about to get caught type of thing. And like I said, it hit home. It hits home. It definitely hit home. So this next story, I hands down, it's called True Story, and it's on Netflix, and it has to do with Kevin Hart. It has to do with it's Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes, and they're brothers, and Kevin Hart is the one that's successful, and Wesley Snipes it's not. So one day they go out, they celebrate, and he wakes up with a dead girl in his bed, and his brother convinces him on covering the whole thing up without calling the cops. But see, as we all know, when you cover things up, they always don't stay covered, and there's a lot of twists and turns in that. And this story just goes to show you what greed and jealousy can do to a person. What greed and jealousy can do to a person. So it's a different light with Kevin Hart. We've never seen him in this, I guess, a serious character before, although we do have our laughing moments, don't get it twisted, but it's not labeled as a comedy, if that makes sense. So I think it was only like 8 episodes. I watched the whole thing in one day because I wanted to know what actually happened and the outcome. So the next on my list is Medea's Homecoming. Now, I might piss off a couple people, but if I'm being honest, I did not care for the show. I repeat, I did not care for the movie. Medea's Homecoming is on Netflix, but okay, so when I was watching the movie, I kept saying, why does this whole thing sound familiar? Like, the scenario, it's like I saw it somewhere, and then it dawned on me. The reason why I knew it is because I watched it. I watched the Broadway play like maybe 3 years ago. Medea, Tyler Perry, has plays and movies. I think the plays usually come first, and then he makes his plays into movies. So I kept saying, God, this is like even word for word. Like, where did I hear this from? So then I realized where I heard it from. But the problem is this. I enjoy all the same characters. I enjoy everyone that comes back. I enjoy all of it. Like, I can't say that I don't. But the problem is this. There's nothing new that we haven't seen. Like, the jokes are all the same. Medea's saying are all the same. It's just like in every movie or play, it's the same shit. It's either like the woman's getting cheated on, or she's getting played, or someone's on drugs. It's like it's just the same thing. And I have to say, I wanted to love this movie, but I can't say that I do. I think honestly this was probably more of his weaker movies, in my opinion. You know, for the first 20 minutes, I didn't even laugh, not once, not even once. Like, the opening act of Mr. Brown being on fire on the grill, to me was it was just too much. watch, it was like, okay, I know it's supposed to be funny, but it wasn't. It just wasn't, and it's just the same shit over and over again with Medea, and I think I'm just over it. Like I'm not like I will always watch their movie, but this one here, it just wasn't nothing different. It really wasn't. I don't know. It's like with him, like families are never getting along, and there's always like a gathering or something, and people are always fighting. It's just the same stuff. So anyway, but if you haven't watched like all the plays and all the movies like I have, then you would definitely like this Medea movie, because I can see where people would say it's funny, but not so funny when you've seen it already. Now that we're on the topic of Tyler Perry, I just got through one of his TV shows, and it's called If Loving You Is Wrong. Good God. That was the longest. First off, it definitely was his first TV show that he has written, but it was probably one of those longest seasons series I have ever watched. Like the first 2 seasons have like 41 or 43 episodes, and they're all hour long. Like what the actual. But then like one season only had like 12 episodes. But the point is that this show was so extra. It was like all this shit could not have happened in one night. All this shit could not have happened on one neighborhood. It's like these girls that are at work, but do we ever see them work? And it's like we only had 3 cops in this whole city. It was just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I watched the whole thing, but when I tell you, if you expect answers at the end of the series, you're not going to get them. You're not going to get them. You are not going to get them. Like it was, guys, it was so it was complete drama, to the point that the drama was so ridiculous. But at the end of the day, you wanted to see how this nonsense ended, if that made sense, you know. So anyway, If Loving You Is Wrong, it's on Hulu the whole season, and it has to do with the neighborhood, with different families, different situations. But it seems as if everyone has a serious effing problem, like not like money problem, like like problems. So that, I don't know, but I did watch it, and you know, that being said, I'm also watching The Oval by Tyler Perry. That is on. If Loving You Are Wrong is off the air, but The Oval is still, I think we're in season 3 as we speak now, and that is also coming to an end. It has to do with the White House, the presidential family, and they're a biracial family, which to the public is a problem, but inside the White House, they're just a mess. Okay, the president is a male whore. All he wants to do is sleep around with as many women as he wants. His wife is a bitter, mean woman. She's just mean, and all she wants to do is be first lady. She don't care how she keeps it, how she got it, but she has no plans on going anywhere. And then we have a daughter who's out of control, and then we have a son who is a psycho, a narcissist, a psychopath, call it whatever you wanted. So you put those 4 together and tell me what you get. Then he has a show called Sisters. It's like it's like a Sex in the City but black version. Everyone is dating, and it just follows these four girls, these four best friends, and their love lives and their men and stuff. But that show is funny as hell. Sisters, it's funny as hell. Like, if you like the concept of Sex in the City, you'll like Sisters. Again, all of those. So if Loving You Is Wrong, I just want to point this out. If Loving You Is Wrong, The Oval, Sisters, and Ruthless, I'm watching. Although that's off the air now. Ruthless has to do with a cult. And The Oval and Ruthless go hand in hand. Like, The Oval came first, and then Ruthless came afterwards. So them two go hand in hand. But you can catch all of those shows on the BET app. BET. I also watched Harry Potter 1, 2, and 3. All I can say is they're just entertaining. Like, I'm late to the Harry Potter, and I love them all. I can't watch them back to back to back to back like many of you can, but yeah, I like it. It's very entertaining. It never bores me at all, like at all. But I have watched 1, 2, and 3, and so far I think number 2 is still my favorite so far. So Dark Side of the Ring, which is also on Hulu, that has to do with wrestlers, and yeah, it's called The Dark Side of the Ring. It just has to do with famous wrestlers and what happened to them and how they tragically died, or they had a mysterious death, or something mysterious happened, you know. Very, very interesting, very addicting, and it gave me a better light in the whole wrestling world. So it's just sad though. Some of these people really had a sad ending, and so yeah, I'm addicted to that though, because some of them are like, damn. Actually, the next Hollywood story I'm gonna do is Andre the Giant. They mentioned him a couple of times on Hulu, so I took it upon myself to watch the documentary, and that, I believe, was on HBO as well. And when I say I have my heart goes out to Andre the Giant, it definitely does. His story definitely touched me. And last on my list is Power. Power is a Stars show. Oh, one more thing. I'm also watching Raising Dion. I actually started that maybe like 3 days ago, and it has to do with a boy that has superpowers, and his mom and family is trying to deal with it and try to get the understanding of why. And his father was a scientist, which was Michael B. Jordan. He's so sexy. And apparently his father also had powers that his wife didn't know about. So that's definitely a cute show. And I like the little boy's posse. I really do. His little group of friends. I love a posse that has handicap people, black, white, gay, whatever. I like a group of people who are friends, that they're all different, because it just makes you realize that kids really don't care, you know. But back to the Power. There's Original Power. Sorry, motorcycle. There is the Original Power, and then there's like there's 2 spin-offs after that. This one is Power 3, and it's called Force, and it has to do with Tommy. Now, I can't really explain Power unless you, but I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is, but so yeah, that's actually all I have on my list for now. There's nothing else I really watch, and I don't watch these shows like when they come out. I just happen to turn on my TV and I go to my DVR and I see what's popping. So, but I think that is it for my list. So stay tuned for